They say week 2 presents the greatest opportunity for improvement throughout the duration of a season. For Southfield A&T and Birmingham Groves, the future is now as both teams took L's last week in Motown at the Zenith Kickoff Classic. These OAA title contenders will feature some of the state's top stars of today and tomorrow. The road to Birmingham Groves is a short 4-mile jaunt for Southfield A&T, but the journey that first-year head coach Aaron Marshall is embarking on is just being charted. For 21st-year bench boss Brendan Flaherty, the Groves program has 2 decades of winning football and a 2021 version that looks to continue the trend. The bounce back in Birmingham begins tonight for both of these teams in our Week 2 coverage of the Friday Night Clash, presented by the Woodward Sports Network, here on The Prep.
And where tonight it's Week 2 of the Friday Night Clash. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. Glad to be with you. Both these clubs come in with Birmingham Groves and Southfield A&T losing in Week 1 at the Zenith Kickoff Classic. Stick. Both teams hungry to get on the left side of the column here tonight.
Yeah, and that seemed to be a major talking point with both coaches at their practices earlier this week, was not going to 0-2. So you're going to see max effort out of both of these teams tonight because nobody wants to start their season 0-2.
No, certainly. In Southfield A&T, a new regime begins, and they've got a couple of guys that can lead them into this win column. And you start on the first side, the offensive side, with number 2, D. Young, who's back this week.
Yeah, and that was a big guy missing from their offense last week. Davon Young, I mean, he's a wide receiver who's gotten offers from all over the country. Arizona State, Ole Miss, just all over the place. And like I said, he wasn't there last week. He's a guy that'll pop the top on the defense. Just looking for him to have a big game today. And then coming up next, their linebacker, kind of the jack of all trades. They say as he goes, the team goes. And he needs to have a big game today, too. Set the tempo early.
Both those guys, D. Young and Baker, big parts of that first-year head coach Aaron Marshall's club. Now we look on the other side of things, and you got a team in Groves that's looking for their first win, and they've got a guy that's been there 21 years, and Coach Brendan Flaherty.
Yeah, and with that kind of stability, you know what you're getting with the program. You know the type of offense that they're going to be running. And, you know, he's got his son running the offense, Logan Flaherty, linebacker and quarterback, number 4. But he doesn't like to play daddy ball. We did a little video with him, and he says, no, it's not daddy ball. He's an athlete. He deserves to be out there. And with Mangum being out, the other player that we're focusing on is Stravos Panos. Mangum was, there he is right there in street clothes. Surprised when we pulled up, but, you know, we were told it was a right leg injury. We don't have in-depth knowledge of it, but he's not playing tonight. Michigan State commit, so they're going to be missing him.
Jade Mangum out. That is breaking news. And they'll look to have the load carried by their other senior. And that's what a team does. And Stavros Panos, the guy that can do it all, McCafferty type, right. He'll look to step into that role.
Yeah, you get him in space and good things happen. And I think that's what the coaching staff is going to try to do tonight with him. Because that's what you do. You have a weapon, use it, and use it a lot.
We've got a great one here in Birmingham. It's the Friday Night Clash, Week 2 coming up. The Southfield A&T head coach Aaron Marshall in his first year. We'll get his thoughts in this ball game and much, much more. We're back after this on the Preps coverage of the Week 2 Friday Night Clash.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back to Birmingham, Michigan, Southfield A&T and Birmingham Groves. As we mentioned, we sat and talked down earlier this week with the head coach for Southfield A&T, Coach Aaron Marshall. Here's his thoughts on his team and his 2021 outlook.
I was offensive coordinator for 7 years. Being a head coach now, man, is really an honor. I think I'm really blessed to be in this position. I'm born and raised here in Southfield. I got a real strong passion for being here in Southfield and giving back to our youth. I worked for the school district prior to being a head coach. So like I said, just it's more for me where I am more than what I am, if that makes sense. Watching the film, right, of course, being there, of course, nobody wants to lose, right? So it wasn't such a good feeling. Watching the film, we saw a lot of great things. We saw a lot of small mistakes, but when you make a small mistake versus a great team like Cass Tech, right, that mistake becomes a huge mistake, right? And we paid the price for it. Cass came out, all credit to them, ready to play, played a lot of mistake-free football. So we got to sharpen that up, brush that up. But the good thing about it, the mistakes we made are fixable, right? Sometimes you watch film and something is like, well, you know what? There's nothing we can do about this. This is going to be happening all year. But that's not the case for us. The mistakes we made were very fixable, and we'll definitely fix it. It's been awesome, man. You know, of course, I'm the youngest out of all of us, right? So I'm used to listening to them, right? So sometimes it's tough for them to listen to me, but they do a great job. They're really respectful, man. They do everything in their power to, you know, buy in just like the players are, and, you know, make this program a success and continue to move this program in the right direction. It's a lot of fun. One of our, you know, key players was out last week, Davion Young. He'll be back this week. He's very electrifying. And the good thing about him is everybody feeds off of him, right? He's one of our senior leaders on offense. We kind of got a young receiving core. So him being back, not only gaining him as a player, but gaining him as a leader really will help our offense. Where, like I said, we are very explosive. We have the opportunity and the potential, right, to be consistently explosive. And that's where we're trying to go to. Last week, like I said, we showed some flashes, but we weren't consistent. So hopefully this week we can do a better job of that. Brian Franklin or Devin Waller, those are two returning starters. And like I said, those guys lead by example. They're vocal as well, very hardworking. So we're a spread team. We're going to try to put our best athletes on the field all at once to try to make it tough on the defense. We're going to try to, you know, challenge them and spread out the field, make you guard off 53 in the third and all 100. Right now, our defensive line, man, is looking really awesome. Even last week, we did a really good job. We know Cass Tech is a run-first football team. So we did a really good job stopping the run, you're right, but then they exposed us in the secondary. So that's something that we got to brush up on. That's something we will get fixed. You know, having some key players back this week that were not able to play last week will help that a lot in the secondary. So I'm looking forward to the challenge this week because Groves, they do it all. I mean, they'll lure you to sleep with that run. They'll play action you. So everybody got to stay woke. You have to play assignment football with them. They're extremely well coached. So we know that. This won't be the first time we play Groves. So, you know, I'm looking forward to the challenge and our secondary kind of bouncing back from the week they had last week. Yep, special teams, it wasn't bad at all. We had an extra point that was blocked. And, of course, that was just like a guy taking the wrong step, right? Something that he normally doesn't do in practice. But so why is you doing it again, right? So all those things, like I said, are very fixable and correctable. Kickoff return did pretty well. Kickoff did really well. Our kicker is a first-time football player. He did really well putting the ball in certain spots that we wanted. So we had some good special team moments last week. But, of course, we like everything else, we got to just tighten up.
Again, getting ready for the Friday night clash. Chad Bush with you, Sam Stick Day, Kennedy on the sidelines. You heard from the head coach, Aaron Marshall, whose brothers are on staff. Brian Marshall, former Brother Rice performer, and also Willis Marshall, wide receiver, are on his staff. Southfield A&T, a school that opened in 2016, and Marshall takes over. It's his first year. We're coming right back with the bench boss for Birmingham Groves, Brendan Flaherty, right after this on the Friday night clash on the Prep.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Home of the Falcons. That's right, Wiley E. Groves, the scene of the Week 2 Friday night clash. Breaking news here on the Prep, Jaden Mangum is out. The top free safety in the state of Michigan and headed to Michigan State, out with a right leg injury. So Groves already, who lost last week 40-8 to Dexter, up against it already. Stick, they're going to have their hands full. Some weapons, not only offensively they expected Mangum to help out, but on the back end of defense, they're going to need him against this pass attack of the Warriors.
And that was really the matchup I was looking forward to seeing tonight, too. You know, you have D. Young from, Southfield going up against the number one defensive back in the state, and we're not going to be able to see that tonight, unfortunately. But, it's next man up. That's what it's got to be. So the guy that's standing right behind has got to play big today. He's got to be able to shut down D. Young.
And you talk about Brendan Flaherty in his 21st year and handling the situation now with his team in the OAA White. He's down one of his best players. He's leaned on his son, Logan Flaherty, quite a bit. We talked about some of that love-hate relationship between head coach, dad, and son star player. It's fun, and we're going to hear more in the interview coming up, but that's a relationship that we look forward to hearing more about.
You know what? I know you get it, but anytime you can have that relationship with your dad, and anytime you get this time, whether it's contentious or not, this is something he's always going to remember growing up, so it's such a big moment for them to be able to share this experience.
Love-hate with your dad, I can relate. We're coming up, Brendan Flaherty, the head coach, right after this Friday Night Clash on the Prep.
For these guys, it's a great mixture of older guys, some very experienced guys, and we got a lot of new guys, a lot of young guys. So I would say the most proud thing I am of my team is my senior guys just helping the younger guys along. So struggled a little bit the first week, but, we're ready to bounce back. Between the lines, you are in for a full night. We're going to bring it, and we might be the smallest group of guys around, but we're going to bring it between the lines. We're outside in the community. We should be men of honor and integrity. Well, Stavros Panos is, back. Like, he's been kind of the understudy for a few years, and he's ready to shine. Jaden Mangum is a guy going to Michigan State. So we got two high-powered weapons. We pair those with the younger quarterback in Caden Hardy. So it's one of those things. When those guys hit their stride, we're going to be looking pretty good. The offensive line, though, is solid. A lot of seniors up front, led by Jimmy Holcomb, our captain and our center. So it's pretty exciting. A mixture of, like I said, young guys and old guys, but, we're real excited. The goal is, by the end of the year, and hopefully stride ourselves to get into playoffs. But, honestly, though, is just staying with the process. Trying not to get too frustrated with some bumps in the roads. There's some guys, the younger quarterback is extremely talented, but he's a younger guy. And it's just, the thing I've been telling everybody is experience. The only way you get experience is you get experience. So, it's just one of those things mesh and come together. We're going to be pretty good. Well, it's a group of guys there, a group of senior guys up front on the defensive line. Henry Everett, Mike Gardner, some guys leading the charge, and then our two inside linebackers, Nick Mason and Logan Flaherty. Those guys are, they're physical players. They're physical. They like to get after it. They're in extremely good shape, and I think when a man's in great shape, he can do great things. So we're pumped up. It's an absolute joy. It's a pretty much love-hate and a lot of hate relationship, being the coach and the dad, and it's not a lot of grunts and not a lot of communication verbally, but I cherish every day watching him play, and I'm most proud of him because I just think he brings it. I think he plays extremely hard, he plays physical, and does everything we're asking of him. So it's fun to watch him. I'm enjoying it. Well, again, kind of the same thing I mentioned. There's some old guys and some young guys. So, Evan Dundon and Josh Moore, two guys that are just being great leaders and working with the young guys. Connor Sarafer is helping us out there. But we got a couple young guys, Owen Higley and Zach Rogers, some pretty good football players here. But it's just meshing together, and those guys just learning and, again, enjoying the process. But, I guess the best thing is those guys are coachable. You can get on them, rip them, and then put your arm around them, then they're going to be okay. They're not going to be, whiny and babies about stuff. They take the coaching, and they're like, man, it's fun. It's fun coaching them. I think our biggest thing is just really trying to concentrate that old adage, your best improvement comes from week 1 to week 2. That first week for us, and we had a lot of guys playing their first varsity football game, so it was like, some guys are looking for their arm on the beach, we always say. It's like they're a little starstruck out there. And both of us down at Wayne State, so they had the same thing. We're looking at their roster. They got a bunch of young guys, so it's like, this is, I think, really the battle, started for a Sunday night for us and getting the preparation, the scouting report, Monday and Tuesday. And today's practice was outstanding for the first day of school. The first day of school in about a year and a half for these guys, and to come out here and practice for a full 3 hours in, you know, mid-80-degree weather. I'm so proud of them. So the preparation and things are lining up pretty well.
All right, we're ready for kickoff. Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. It'll be Southfield A&T to kick it off left to right. Aaron Marshall, the head coach in his first year, former 7-year offensive coordinator for the Warriors. And then on the other side, it's Brendan Flaherty in his 21st season. Guy is a former spirit salesman, and he's done good here at Groves and has his program rolling. The hype of the crowd, you can hear it.
You can feel it.
You can feel it. TJ Diop to kick it off for the Warriors left to right in white. And back deep is the do-everything Stavros Panos for Groves. And we are underway. And that thing's going to roll down inside the 5 and picked up at the 5 and tackled immediately is Jalen Samuel, the up back. And this is great defensive field position of your Southfield A&T stick.
Yeah, that's almost like a designed squib kick there. It got bobbled around a little bit, so you just want to fall on it to make sure that you maintain possession, because there's nothing scarier than running with your back to the defense trying to pick up an oblong ball that's bouncing.
You look at the quarterback for Birmingham Groves, Caden Hardy, the sophomore. First-year quarterback, a great attitude, a lot of pressure on him, but they like this kid as a two-way kid. 2 wide receivers to the right. Again, Jaden Mangum out for Groves. He would be the starting wide receiver. Stavros Panos in the backfield. Behind the quarterback, Hardy, the sophomore. The up man is Flaherty, and the hit made right at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle made by number 55, that's Xavier Davis, on that defensive front for the Warriors. Let's look at that starting lineup for Birmingham Groves. You look at the guys up front, Colner, O'Connor, Holcomb. He's the leader up front, the brains of the operation, along with Everett. Jack Wayner's the tight end. And then you look at Stavros Panos, who will be in there at running back. Mangum is out. Wayner, a tight end, had a big week last week, and Logan Flaherty, the fullback. 2nd down and 6. After a gain of 4. Throw right side, Panos, swallowed up, tackled for a loss. And it's going to be a loss of about 5 back to the 2-yard line, and it's 3rd and long with a minute gone by here at Groves.
Great reaction there by the Southfield A&T defense. We used to call that a 90 now back. That was the play call then. That's when right. You get it right to your wide receiver, but you need your DB to close on that situation and tackle him for a loss like that. That is a huge loss.
Gardner, the leader up front, he is a real mess maker, or along with Jerome Baker, the heart and soul of the defense at the linebacker spot. And then you look at the secondary. Davon Young's back this week. They also count on Darryl Hollywood Jones at one of the cornerback spots along with Wagstaff. It's a great secondary for Southfield. The D-line is their top group, though. There's a handoff to Panos. He's across the 10, nearer the original line of scrimmage. It's not going to be enough. It's 4th down and punting time for Groves, but you see Stavros Panos stick and what he can do there.
And what do? You get him on the edge, you get him in space, and you hope the blocking, the kind of a zone blocking scheme there. And he was able to turn it upfield for, a good 8 yards. And it looks like they're keeping the offense on the field here and going for it on 4th and 3.
I don't buy it. 4th down and 4 from their own 13. 2 minutes gone by. Glad you're with us. He is Sam Stick Day. My name's Chad Bush. Glad to have you on the prep.
They're going for it, Chad.
They are going for it, or at least lining up. So the sophomore from the left hash, Caden Hardy. Watch the cadence here. They are going for it. Handoff left side. This is Panos, and he has it across the 17-yard line. He needed 4. He got 4.5. And Stavros Panos, the Christian McCafferty look-alike, has a gutsy first down on 4th and 4. This is Nintendo-type play calling from Flaherty.
That's trust. You know what that is? That's trust. If you're willing to do that with your team this early in the game, knowing you're putting Southfield A&T in a real good position to score if you do not convert that 4th down right there. But it trusts in his offensive line, trusts in his running back, and it was a power game.
My goodness.
Wow.
Some stones on Mr. Flaherty in the near sideline at his 21st season. Motion left to right. 2 wide receivers to the right. Handoff right side. Stavros again, why not? He'll get 5 this time before he's spilled. And he's tackled by number 20, one of the top defenders on that defensive unit. And that's Mauricio, a.k.a. Mac Clayton.
Yeah, he's already had a couple tackles in this game, but you like what Groves is doing here. Like the first time they tried to run it right at Southfield A&T, and you could tell that wasn't working. Now they're running that stretch offense, getting into that zone read and 1 foot plant and cutting.
The offensive coordinator is Matt Turner in his 13th year at Groves. The defensive coordinator is Deshaun Franklin for Southfield A&T, former Wayne State Warrior, former Crockett coach. There's a handoff up the middle. This is Flaherty, and he bullies his way for a healthy gain of about 8, up to about the 35-yard line, called a gain of 10. And with 8:10 to go in the first, that's a nice moving play.
And you love that. You feed the up back right there. You know, fullbacks don't get much love when they're standing in that offense, but when they're like that, you can hand it off to them, surprise the defense with that quick handoff, and like you said, 10 yards right there for Flaherty.
Dragging defenders, finally tackled in the secondary. And so 1st and 10 from their own 35, 7:45 to go. 3 wide receivers to the left. Again, no Jaden Mangum. And it's the sophomore quarterback, Caden Hardy, in the shotgun. Looking right, got a man, hitch route, caught. Short gainer, maybe a gain of 4, but it gets some confidence. And the pass is complete up to number 12. That's Brett Taylor, the 5'9" senior slot man.
But you're exactly right. That's what that play call is designed to do. You know, a quick little hitch. And you got your quarterback taking the deep snap, which we haven't seen him do yet in this game. Make it easy. Get him in rhythm. It's only a 2-yard completion, but it's a completion.
Confidence builder, no doubt. Groves in the green tops and the black pants breaks the huddle. Wide left, it's Taylor, and in the slot left. Handoff left side. And they're going to try Panos again, and why not? He gets 4 across the 40, and it's going to set up a 3rd and mid for Groves. Heck, that's nothing. They had a 4th and mid at their own 10.
Well, and what you're seeing here is you're starting to see this wear on the defense a little bit. You know, Groves is falling forward every time, and to see that this early in the game, I'm sure that 4th down conversion kind of took it out of the defense just a little.
Yep. Last week, Southfield A&T lost to Castech 49-22. There's a loss behind the line of scrimmage to Panos. That's going to set up a 4th and 5, and Flaherty with a decision to make here.
What decision? I mean, you're on the 40 now. This is nothing. You got to go for it.
Well, you'd think so.
Yep. Nope. Sending in the punt team. That's interesting.
Logic.
Yeah.
Throw logic out in this one. We're learning early.
Well, you know, you had to establish yourself early, and at least you bought yourself another 30 yards of field position by doing that.
Jimmy Holcomb to snap it. Jack Wayner to punt it. He'll stand at his own 25. Back deep for Southfield A&T is D. Young. Solid snap, kicks away, end over end. And that thing's going to hit and take a Groves bounce and roll inside the 20. And that baby's going to trickle to the 18 before it's corralled with 5:29 to go here on the opening quarter of the Week 2 Friday Night Clash. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. At the end of the first quarter, we'll hear from Kennedy.
Kennedy Broadwell is going to do sidelines today. It's awesome.
Now, I thought she was just going to go by Kennedy.
Oh, is she? Okay.
We have Madonna, we have Prince, and we have Kennedy.
She has earned that reputation to be able to just go by one name.
I thought her first play-by-play gig or sideline gig, why not?
Yeah. No, looking forward to see what Kennedy has. And that was an interesting first drive.
Let's take a look at the quarterback to start things. It's Isaiah Marshall, the sophomore. He's the top-rated sophomore quarterback in the class of 2023, and he's back to pass. High loft down the field to Young. Sprawls out, and it's incomplete at the 45 of Groves. And you see Mr. Young. Watch him, number 2, Davon Young. You talked about him in the pregame stick. He can get behind a defense quickly.
Yeah, and he almost had that ball right there. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you he should have made that catch. It was spectacular. He was off his feet, but what a spectacular look at it. And this is why he has so many big D1 offers, is he got open real easy. A little bit much on the pass, but he could have had that. Oh, he's frustrated. Yeah, he's frustrated with that.
Ole Miss, Kentucky, Iowa State, several other mid-majors. He's a home run hitter, very explosive. Did not play last week against Cass Tech due to a foot injury. Says he's about 95%. Handoff left side, and the second down play is a gainer of about 4 off the right side. And the handoff was to number 12. That's their featured back.
And it looks like it's getting a little chippy down there. Number 99 for Groves. Well, him and the lineman for Southfield were going at it back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like they're calling the personal foul on 99 from Groves.
Oh, boy.
And the coach was telling them all about it.
Javin Jones on the carry, and they'll tack on 15. We'll try to get another look, but for now, it's a first down. And we had number 99, Coleman Malachi, on the penalty, and that thing moves up to about the 32. Let's take another look at this thing.
Yeah, it was just two linemen going at it. It was really what it was, and they continued after the play. Just some intensity.
Shotgun snap, Marshall over the middle, caught near the first down marker, took a pop and kept on rolling. And that's number 28. That's Alik McCain. Alik McCain, a slot, a good football player, and a guy that's the most trusted receiver right now by the sophomore Isaiah Marshall.
And you like to see that, give him the slant over the middle. He's got trusty hands, kind of like the old Golden Tate. I'm gonna get this on you slant every time. We've practiced this a million times, so the timing's there.
By the way, Golden Tate, is he available for the
is.
Honolulu Blue and Gold?
He is.
All right, just wondering. At their own 45, A&T throws it left side. The Warriors on the move. Same guy, same result, positive yards. Gain of about 5 to the 50. They go back to Alik McCain, number 28 today, number 9 last week. It's a healthy gain of 5. Another intermediate short passing game for Richie Pop, the offensive coordinator in Southfield A&T.
Yeah, get your athletes in space and let them do work. That's exactly what happened here. Make one guy miss. Luckily number 4 was there to slow him down, and 52 to finish the tackle. Or that could have been a big play.
Finally tackled by Everett, the D lineman. 2nd and 5 from midfield, just under 4 to go in the first. A&T on the move. Best drive of the game. Grove started and went for it on 4th and 4 inside their own 15. Back to pass Marshall, looking deep for DeYoung, and just over his outstretched arms of the 12. Incomplete. It's 3rd and 5 for midfield.
Yeah, if he throws that over his left shoulder, I think that's a touchdown. But because he threw it in, they had to cover up so much ground to get to that ball. It's just tough to complete that pass, and you got to give great coverage to Groves right there. Look at that. He has a step on him. If it's thrown to the outside shoulder, it's probably a catch, but too far inside, couldn't catch up to it.
Coverage on the play by Groves, number 22, Owen Higley, who also doubles as the holder. So 3rd and 5 from the 50, 3:41 to go. In first quarter action, Southfield A&T, who lost to Cass Tech 49-22 last week in the Zenith Kickoff Classic. Handoff up the middle, and the give is to number 13. That's the lead back. Ball's loose, and who has it? Groves has it. Fumble recovered by Logan Flaherty, the middle linebacker.
What an incredible play. I mean, he was stuffing it out to get the extra yard. Sometimes you just got to go down and not try to get that extra yard. I know that's counterintuitive to every football player, but sometimes just get down, secure the ball. But that was a great strip and a great play. Because you see that he could easily have the first down here. He hits the first contact, and then, boom, stripped it out.
Ball came out, stripped. A couple fellas in there. Josh Moore and Nick Mason force the fumble. So Groves has it, their best field position on their second drive at their own 47. Motion left to right for Flaherty. Handoff, Panos, middle, 5 yards. Cross the 50 into Southfield A&T territory for the first time on this 70-degree, cool, comfortable evening.
You got to love the way Panos runs, just straight downhill, forward. He's initiating the contact, and that's why he's constantly falling forward.
Guy that got in the end zone last year several ways. Kick returner, wide receiver. And he's got a bigger responsibility tonight with no Jaden Mangum. If you're just tuning in, he is out with a lower right leg injury. 2nd down from the 49. Turn, give, handoff, left side. A lot of room off that left side. How about those bodies up there for Groves making some moves, Mr. Day?
Yeah, you have Alex, Ben O'Connor, Jimmy Holcomb, Morgan Goldberg, Henry Everett, and Jack Wayner all doing their thing. the big boys got to put in work, and not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. You even saw it when we were interviewing the coach from Groves. What did he have? D-line T-shirt, because the big guys got to get it done.
That's right. It's still 3rd and 3 from the 46 with 2 minutes and change and a running clock.
You take a shot here?
I think you do.
Yeah.
2 to the right, 2 backs. Under center, the sophomore Hardy, and not much there.
Wow, what a hit.
TFL, and that's a name you'll grow to know and love. That's Deshaun Franklin's number 10, Jerome Baker, the guy my partner highlighted in the open.
That's what we said. Southfield A&T goes, Jerome Baker goes, and right there, massive play. Gets into the backfield, reads the hole, and look at that explosion. It looked like a tackling dummy tackle right there, Chad.
Deshaun Franklin says the way he goes, we go, and he's a rah-rah guy, but he doesn't just rah-rah. He backs it up, and he brings it with that 6'1", 215 frame. Punting time for Groves. They're going to boot it away. Back deep is number 28, Alik McCain. Punting is Wayner. He'll stand at his own 38. Scoreless first quarter. Glad you're with us. And the punt is blocked. Punt is blocked and picked up and loose. DJ Buskin on the loose. 10-5. Touchdown, Warriors.
Touchdown, Warriors.
Blocked, kick, return for a touchdown, and the Warriors lead it 6-0 in Birmingham.
Man, you want to talk about putting a spark into your team, putting a spark into the offense, putting a spark into everybody. Those special team plays change momentum so fast.
The block was by number 97, Cameron Smith, and the return was by number 11, and that's DJ Buskin. Touchdown at Southfield A&T. They will most likely go for 2. And how about that statement coming from the Warriors from down the road 4 miles off of 11 Mile?
Yeah, well, you take that, you put it on your highlight reel. That's something that you will live with forever. I mean, how often do you get your blocked punt? It bounces up right to you, and you get to run it into the end zone. You got to give credit to Jack Wayner for trying to chase him down. Just couldn't happen.
They will try to kick the extra point. The snapper is Davis. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. Count it. How about it? 7-0 Southfield A&T. After the boot through the uprights, it's 7-0 from Groves with 1:04 to go. We're coming back after this on the Week 2 Friday Night Clash.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
A big hand for this year's Falcon cheerleaders.
So the fumble return for touchdown by DJ Buskin. Number 11 tonight in your scorebooks. And that was picked up after Cameron Smith blocked it, and a beautiful special teams. We talked earlier to Marshall, Coach Aaron Marshall, said, how'd you like your special teams? And he said, I like what we saw. Of course, they didn't have a couple punts go their way, but my goodness, that kind of block says we've got something here in our special teams unit.
Yeah, I think if you asked him that again right now, he would say, I love my special teams.
What a unit.
Oh, they're the best. But no, what a great play.
TJ Diop, who hit the extra point, kicks it off here, and it's taken at the 20-yard line and knocked out of bounds. That was Alex Aaron on the return. And so that's where Groves will start. So what a flip of emotions here with Groves. You go for it, you get it back, you get a turnover, and then just like that, boom, Southfield A&T turns the momentum back in their way and converts it into points.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. Sometimes when you lose the ball, when you have that huge momentum shift, it's all about how your team responds, and that's something that a coach is going to look at. He's going to point to on film. Listen, we lost the turnover, but guess what we did? We came back, we shut them down, we blocked the punt and scored a touchdown. That's what you do when you have some adversity.
Caden Hardy, the sophomore quarterback. Brendan Flaherty loves his attitude. Matt Turner in his 13th year, the offensive coordinator, who came over from the rival Seaholm He calls the pass here, and the throw right side is short and complete, and there was heat coming from the backside.
Jerome Baker. That's what Jerome Baker's doing. He's disruptive. And, you know, when you figure you could get the quarterback on the edge right there, but the linebacker just ran with him. So he's got speed, he's got strength, and you saw his leverage on that last tackle. Kid's got it all.
Sure did. You like the idea of them getting Hardy out in a rollout situation?
I do, because you've seen that going straight up the middle at these guys has been tough. You know, getting on the edge is when they've had their most success with Panos, and getting on the edge, I'm assuming, is going to when they have the most success with their quarterback. You know, except those little hitch routes.
No doubt. Caden hands off right side. This is Panos, and he is tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Number 6, Stavros Panos on the carry.
Panos is tripped up, tackled by DJ Buskin.
Number 11, Devin Boatwright.
And DJ Buskin has been the player so far in this half. It's really made the biggest exclamation point and statement tonight. 3rd and 8 from their own 29 with time running down here in the first quarter.
This is a big play for Groves, too. You don't want to get down by 2 scores early, and you don't want to even give the team an opportunity to get you down 2 scores. They need to convert this and keep some possession.
We'll see what they have from the right hash. 3rd and 8 for Hardy and the Falcons. Rolling left, looking left, pocket breaks down, steps up, runs, not enough. Needed about 8, he got 1. And it's going to be punting time perhaps as time runs out here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and hear from Kennedy about a little storyline with our Detroit Lions and Birmingham Groves. 7-0 Southfield A&T. We're back after this on the Prep.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
You guys, it's Kennedy with Woodward Sports out here at Birmingham Groves as they take on Southfield A&T. We've got to highlight one of the Groves grad, though. Anthony Pittman, Groves grad from 2015, got informed this week that he made the Lions' 53-man roster after spending 3 years as a starter at Wayne State and spending the last year on the Lions practice squad. What an absolute honor for this Groves grad. Back to you, Stick and Chad.
Thank you, Kennedy. Appreciate that very much. How about that? And very cool. Pittman, Groves, Detroit Lions. It's all coming together tonight. Great stuff, Kennedy. Thank you very much. Great storyline. That young man deserves it. Former Warrior. And as a former Tartar, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's the stuff dreams are made of, right? You know, we got Joik Bell on Woodward Sports. It's kind of the same thing. From the west side of the state to Wayne State to playing for the Lions, that's exactly what you want. That's what you dream of.
Wayner to punt it, and that thing was nearly blocked again. It's going to hit at the 40, roll inside the 30, and get another Groves roll. It's inside the 25 to the 24 before it's touched. And with 11:49 to go, Southfield A&T will take over on offense.
That was a good punt. You know, it's tough when you got that pressure coming at you, and especially after getting the last punt blocked, you start to think a little bit more, you know. And football is a game of reacting, not thinking. As bad as that sounds, but you just got to react, and he did. Got the punt off. Nice roll.
You got it. So Isaiah Marshall, the quarterback, top-rated quarterback, he was offered by Jim Harbaugh in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Youngest quarterback ever offered by Jim Harbaugh, and a guy who threw for 242 last week. Look, his offensive coordinator, Richie Pop, said, this kid can play. I mean, it's fun to watch him. A couple touchdowns against Cass Tech last week. He's growing up before our very eyes, but you don't get offered by Harbaugh without making a statement.
No, the comparable to him is they said like a Russell Wilson, you know, and if he was a 6'4" prototype guy, they said he'd be getting offers every single place, but it's not like Michigan is the bottom of the barrel. What a tremendous offer, especially in 7th grade. 7th grade!
That's right. That's right. Also offers from Maryland, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Syracuse, Kansas, Pitt, and FAU as we see the replay. And that green wall up front to stuff Southfield A&T. And that was Javin Jones running into the green Falcons. So 2nd and 8 from the 26-yard line. 11-11 to go. Make a wish until halftime. Marshall, 3-step drop. Bullet over the middle. That's caught. That's a hands catch. Still on his feet. That's DeYoung. Welcome to Birmingham. He's up to the 48. It's a gain of 22 and a first down for A&T.
And that's what A&T was missing last week, that threat over the middle, take the top off the defense, and tremendous hands on that. He almost just snagged it out of the air. Yeah, you can see he's kind of limping off just a little bit right now. You hope that's just kind of a strained hamstring or something that he can get back out on the field.
Look at this throw, Stick. I mean, you throw this in a tight window, you throw it low. I mean, you just see what they have to work with here at Southfield A&T when they get it together. 4 wide receivers, another throw over the middle. This time it's too hot. They were looking this time for number 3. That's another favorite target of his. And that is Nigel Dunton, another kid they like quite a bit, a 3-star receiver, 2nd down and 10.
Number 2, Jackson.
It seemed like they wanted to run almost the exact same play there, just mirror it on the other side. A quick little play action, and then a snap throw over the middle, and looking like they're working the middle on this defense right now.
Yep. Tashi Braceful has yet to get involved in this game with Young out. Watch for him. He's at the bottom of your screen. There's the pass to him there. Caught. I did not hear that play, I promise. To the 47-yard line. Gain of 4 rather.
To number 1.
And it looks like they're starting to open up the offense a little bit. Here it is, just like we talked about early in the game, how you get your quarterback established with some easy throws. That outside hook right there, if you got the timing down, that should be pretty consistent, and your quarterback should be pretty confident in making that daily.
Nice play there defensively by Connor Sarafa, the 6'2 senior defensive back. 3rd down and 5.
4 wide receiver set here.
Yeah, 4 wides and 1 running back for Southfield. Marshall hands off up the middle, big hole inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line before the tackle. Touchdown saving tackles made by Jackson Crane.
Number 12.
And a big gainer all the way down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 13 and a first down and a 3rd down conversion stick.
I like that play call there. Your pass, and then all of a sudden you bust them with a little draw up the middle. And the thing I loved on that play was the referee just standing as still as he could because he did not want to get hit by the running back.
Javin Jones, a quick, shifty, featured back, guy that came into camp and won the job. Marshall back to pass. Isaiah looking middle of the field, got a man near the goal line, caught, touchdown A&T!
Nope, they're going to mark him short.
Oh, they're going to put him at the goal line.
Yeah, they're going to put him at the half-yard line.
And that is Tashi Braceful, who had 89 yards receiving last week against Cass Tech. Marshall back over the middle on a post route. And look at this tag up.
And what a great throw. He's fading to his left, throws back across his body to the right, and it's right on the money. You could not ask for a better throw than that. And that's, once again, Russell Wilson-esque. That's what they said. He can make those types of throws.
So they're going to mark it at the 1-yard line. And they'll come in tight now in the goal line situation. They will check in their big fella into the lineup. Double tight. Turn. Play action. End zone. Caught. Touchdown A&T.
And why not
touchdown Jerome Baker in the play action. How about it? 13-0 Southfield A&T into the end zone.
And you know what? He's doing it on the defensive end. Give him a little sugar on the offensive end, and that's what you do right there. Beautiful play-action play. You know the defense has to sell out to try to stop that middle run, and you get your wide-open rollout pass right here. 7 committed. Look at that. And now the linebacker, he's going to go play some defense right now with that in his veins. Great coaching.
And you love the coaching staff rewarding a guy like Jerome Baker, a guy that is a leader on this team. And so here comes the PAT. It's an errant snap. Snaps low, picked up by Marshall. Marshall right side and out of bounds. So 13-0 is where we sit with 8:36 to go. It'll be Groves football when we come back to Birmingham. Wiley E. Groves for our Friday Night Clash Week 2 battle. We're coming back in the prep right after this.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Beautiful night here in Birmingham. Glad you're with us. Your producers tonight, Alex Westfall and Travis Childress. He is Sam Stick Day. Kennedy on the sidelines tonight. She'll have another report coming up at halftime. And my name's Chad Bush. Glad to have you with us. 13-0 Southfield A&T. Let's take another look at that touchdown as the home team Groves is now down 2 scores. And the play action rollout and the touchdown converted. 13-0. It was a 5-play, 79-yard drive. And at the 8:36 mark, Southfield A&T has their first offensive touchdown of this game. But, Stick, they're already up 2 scores. If you're Groves, you're down your top player. They need a spark here, don't they?
They do. They need exactly what Southfield A&T had, is like a blocked punt, maybe a pick six, something like that to turn the tide. Or on this possession, just go for it on a big play. That's one thing Southfield A&T has been doing. They've been throwing it down the field.
Panos takes it inside his 10. Check that, rather. And inside the 15-yard line, that is Alex Aaron on the return before he's knocked out of bounds near sideline. So here comes Birmingham Groves, a team that lost in week 1 to Dexter 40-8 in the Zenith Kickoff Classic at Wayne State. Groves will take on North Farmington next week. And Southfield A&T under first-year head coach Aaron Marshall. And they're coming off a loss to Cass Tech in week 1 in the same Kickoff Classic. They'll take on Lake Orion next week. Marshall was recruited by the head coach at the time at Youngstown State. There's a handoff to Panos up the middle. Has a hole. Watch out. Could go to the 50, to the 40. They may never get Stavros Panos. He goes. 83 yards. Touchdown, Falcons.
And that is just what the doctor ordered for Birmingham Groves. We said they needed a big play. We said they needed a spark to get back in this game. And who do you give it to? Your Christian McCaffrey back. 83 yards. Watch his footwork here, Chad. He comes through the line. He hops left. He hops right. And then he comes straight through. You said Christian McCaffrey earlier. That looks exactly like him.
He's got feet. He's got explosiveness. And he's got eyes for the big play. And he puts that number 1 to the skies in Birmingham. Or Beverly Hills, or wherever we're at tonight.
We're on the border.
We're on the border, and there you see it. And the lead is cut in half just like that. Partner, you asked for a quick trigger to happen, and boom, on play 1, 83 yards later, this thing's cut in half. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. The extra point by way of the kicker, Chadwick Cole, and the snapper, Jimmy Holcomb, the holder, Owen Higley. 13-7, 8:15 to go. We barely got done recapping the last touchdown by Southfield A&T, and the Friday night clash just continues to get a little bit juicier as we go on.
I am still in awe with his footwork here. I mean, this is just like a drill. You could lose him behind the line of scrimmage, but from our angle, you could see him hop left, hop right, and work on that. You watch these guys run through the ladder and get their feet up and down.
Yes,
that was exactly that was a drill right there, and he perfected
right.
it. You got to give it up to the big uglies up front too.
Yeah, no doubt. O'Connor and Holcomb and Goldberg and Everett paving the way. Colner too, and Stavros Panos picking up some of the pieces.
Get this man a water right now.
Injured partner, Jaden Mangum, at least on the offensive side, left behind. So 13-7, 8:15 left. Kickoff left to right. Groves in green. Here they come to bang it from his own 40. Is the kicker Chadwick Cole. Sounds like a kicker name, doesn't it?
Yes.
In fact, I think they called him Kicker Dude. Kicker Dude, get over here.
Kickalicious. Remember Kickalicious?
I do. He was a big fella. That is into the end zone touchback, and here comes Southfield A&T. We want to thank our sponsor tonight for our food. Our food sponsor is Dugan's Irish Pub, located on Woodward Avenue. Everybody's favorite. Go to Dugan's. They've got everything. They were on fire in August with the cruise, which happened the whole month of the summer. It felt like you're on Woodward with Woodward Sports Network.
Yep.
Talk about Dugan's and your favorite Dugan's burger.
Oh, the Big Chief is everything to me.
Is that what you ordered tonight?
That's what my favorite burger is in Detroit. But yeah, as far as the Dream Cruise goes, I think there are still dudes sitting out there in their folding chairs just watching cars go by on Woodward 2 weeks after, but that's okay.
You had a front row seat to all that.
Yeah, Woodward Sports is right there, 15 Mile in Woodward, beautiful facility, and we got to watch it all.
We thank our sponsor, Woodward Sports Network. We also thank Planet Fitness. And the Groves defense coming to life as a little bit of a botched handoff turned into a TFL. And that's a tackle made by Elias Kendra, a backup linebacker.
And you can definitely feel that momentum shift going on right now. If you're Southfield A&T, this is a big drive for you to reestablish yourself. You don't have to necessarily score here, but just calm the tides. Like, chill the crowd out and try to get Groves back into just playing ball, not being this excited.
Brian Hafner, one of the defensive coordinators, along with Jason Wilson. Hafner, a 96 grad of Groves. Back to pass Marshall over the middle and over the head of Braceful. Tashi Braceful, who caught that pass down to the goal line, and the only offensive touchdown for Southfield A&T. It's 3rd and long from their own 18 now for Southfield A&T.
Looked like there was a little miscommunication on that pass right there. He thought the wide receiver was going to flatten out his route, but he definitely took it in towards the flag.
Aaron Marshall, the head coach. Offensive coordinator Rich Pop, the former head coach at Lathrop in the mid-90s. Quarterback guru, coached at Brother Rice as the quarterback coach. Richie Pop, a really good coach and human being, along with Mr. Aaron Marshall and his brothers. There's a flag down, and this thing looks like it's coming back. It's going to be punting time if this thing's declined. So either way, it looks like the Falcons have done their job, and they've got something they haven't had in a while, and that's a stop.
Yeah, that flag's thrown in the spot, normally of holding, so we're assuming that's what it's going to be. And yeah, this is exactly what you wanted out of Groves. After a big play like that, your offense performs, you need your defense to back you up. And that's exactly what they did on that play and on this series right there. But that being said, they're letting them replay 3rd down, so a big play here, you get your 1st down. That's one of those in-betweeners. You don't know whether you should decline it and leave them with 3rd and 8 or, push them, or 4th and 8 or push them back.
Yeah.
I probably would have taken the 4th and 8, to be honest with you, but,
yeah,
that's why we're up here and they're down there.
They got one of their best, Devin Waller, the left guard, with a hold there. And so now, as Stick said, they're going to bring it back to the 10-yard line. 3rd and 20, 7-10, rolling clock. The game's been turned into a tight game, 13-7 now, as Groves scored the last possession. They're looking for a stop here. Trips to the right, cluster hash right. Ball on the left hash, one wide receiver to the left. Back to pass Marshall over the middle, got a man caught, short of the 1st down. Punting time for Southfield A&T. Or so I should not assume in this game, should I, partner?
I don't think so. After what we saw in that 1st quarter, going forward on the 15, on your own 15, I'm thinking they're feeling pretty confident that they can pick up 5 yards here.
Yeah, Richie Pop across the way in the khaki shorts and the blue shirt says, you know what? How can I not go for it? That coach went for it on 4th and 4 inside his 15.
And this is, a great play to run here, and this is what you worry about out of Southfield A&T. They can pass the ball and pick up big chunks.
4 wide receivers. Marshall, 6 foot, stout, 205 pounds. From the left hash, hard snap.
Oh, they got him.
They got him with a hard count. And how about Southfield A&T using their head, using their intelligence, and using their discipline to pick up a 1st down?
And that's why you go back to do you give them 4th and 8, or do you accept that penalty and, you take your chance like that?
Bingo.
And that's exactly, you gave them 2 plays instead of 1. And even if you jump offside on 4th and 8, it's still 4th and 3. So it's always a dice roll. You never know which is right. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. If the coach had to do it over again, I'm sure he would. But this is why we play the game.
That's right. Brendan Flaherty, the head coach. Eastern Michigan grad in 1990, went over to Sweden for a while as a player coach. Handoff left side, and this is a gain of about 2. The stop's going to be made by number 44, and that is Braden Hall. a backup defensive end and a sophomore. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, not much movement up front here, so it was tough to get this play going. You know, a little trap there, but 99 ends up hitting his own man instead of hitting the other colored jersey, like our old coach would say. But, yeah, tough play right there.
The ball carrier was Davier Burt, one of their power backs, a guy they really like with great feet and balance. Play action pass over the middle, caught. That's a keel to the 40. He's a half-yard shy of the first down at the 5-minute mark. It's going to be 3rd and a half yard at the 41. As we take a look here at the spot stick of where this thing is. They might have got a nice-looking spot here. What do you think of the play?
I think it was a solid spot. You feel like they could get this play anytime they want. I mean, how many times have we seen this little slant over the middle for about 5-7 yards right there?
You're right.
That's kind of their bread and butter and their rhythm play.
3rd down and 1 from their own 40. Southfield A&T up a score. Marshall on the move with his cannon right arm. Going to hand off this time, and it goes to Jones, and the shifty back powers his way across the 50 to the 49-yard line of Groves. Move the chains. We're under 5 minutes, and A&T burst into Falcon territory.
And you can see that they are starting to impose their will. The big men up front are finishing blocks even 10 yards down the field, and that can get frustrating as a defender.
First down, Warriors.
See the big fellows up front. They're really led by Waller and Davis up front, and you see that left guard and center pave the way for those guys. Franklin, Bradley, Waller, Obi.
Yeah, Bradley just towers over everybody out there.
He's a big boy. They think he's got a chance. Play at the next level. Marshall back to pass. Pocket breaks down, in trouble. Evades, slips out of a tackle, has a first down up the right sideline and more to the 35.
He's so balanced. You know, he's in the backfield. He's getting pressured. He steps up in the pocket. Doesn't just flee backwards. He steps up into the pocket, reads the defense, still keeps his eyes downfield, and is able to make a 15-yard run just like that.
And he's got that awareness.
First down, Warriors.
And his dad, Brian Marshall, the running backs coach, who was a star at Brother Rice and went on to play at Northwestern. I mean, some of these things are just innate from watching, being around football. But, boy, that skill set, you can see he's a dual threat guy. I mean, he wants to throw it first, though. Handoff, and that thing is going for nil. Flaherty says, swallowed up and spit out. That's a loss of about a half yard back to the 34-yard line. It's going to set up 2nd and long, under 4 minutes.
And I think I'm going to coin a new phrase here, the Flaherty flex, because every tackle he makes, he flexes afterwards, and I appreciate that. You did it. You put in the hard work to make that decision, and there you go. He's making great reads. He's making big tackles, but every time he gives us a little flex, and you love it.
Well, I don't want to one-up you. I think this is a supporting thing. I don't think it's just the flex.
Okay.
But it's the flow, too. That hair. Remember that
Not
promo?
the hustle and flow. It's the flex and flow?
The flex and flow. I think that's the new Flaherty, flex and flow. Handoff left side, and this is going to be a gainer right off that left tackle. That's Chimdindo Obi, a guy they really like with great feet, and a healthy gain on 2nd down. Ball was carried by Burt, the power runner. You can see him here, Stick.
Yeah, nice little pitch outside, get him in space, let him read the defense, and that's what they were doing early to him. And you're probably thinking right about now, maybe you take your shot at the end zone, because you know they're going to go for it if it's 4th down at this spot.
Yeah. 3rd down and 3 from the 26. Certainly 4-down territory. 2 wide receivers to the right. D. Young is back in there. This is good news for Southfield A&T.
That's great news.
Davon Young, number 2, their top receiver, who has 2-3 SEC offers and a handful of other high majors, is back in at the bottom of your screen. And now we get a flag, and it looks like this is going to be too much time and a false start. We saw a lot of this in week 1.
Yeah. And, week 1 you expected. Week 2 you figure you'd have all these timing issues kind of straightened out and ready to go. But Southfield A&T has looked crisp this whole game, so you can't really hold it against them. But we are live right here in Birmingham Groves at Southfield A&T versus Groves, and we'll be right back on the prep with Woodward Sports.
one behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Oh, it feels good in Birmingham. Oh, does it ever feel good? Just feels cozy. Feels nice in this booth.
Yeah, Birmingham Groves has done a renovation on their stands and their press box, and I'm telling you, this is the luxurious life we're living up here, Chad.
I want to thank Tom Flynn and the fine folks at Birmingham Groves who it feels like we've lived here over the past week and a half, and we appreciate all their support. Tom Flynn and Scott McKinnon, their IT guy, just great support here, and we really appreciate them making us feel home. This is their first home game. They played a neutral site game last week. There you can see our prep crew. There they are. Look at that. How about the hardworking crew up there?
I couldn't do this without every single one of them putting in hard work, so thank you guys.
Yes. See Rob up there and Chase. We got Brendan down there.
We got a big crew here. This is not a small undertaking.
I mean, 15, 16. There's a lot of big Chiefs to fill this crew. Southfield with 87 yards passing so far in this game. Says your statistician, Jamie Janssen. Back to pass, looking left. Got a man caught, flag down, coming back. For the moment, it's caught by Braceful inside the 10. But there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. And Aaron Marshall, the head coach, is on the field upset along with Richie Pop.
Yeah, it was a good play design, too. And you hate to see it come back like that. Wide receiver was wide open over the middle of the field, but a holding call is going to bring this back.
You have decisions to make if you're Groves now in coverage, as we see the hold call stick. I mean, you don't have Jaden Mangum, right, the top safety in the state who's committed to Michigan State, not in this game. You got a back end that's solid with Jackson Crane and some other guys back there that can certainly do some work, and Sarafa and Moore and Dundon. But, Stick, how do you defend this passing attack for Southfield A&T?
Well, with all that being said, they've actually done a pretty good job because if you think about it, it's pretty much tied. The defenses have each let up a touchdown. It's the special teams that's the difference right now. So they're hanging in there even though they're shorthanded right now. So you got to tip your cap to the defense, but they do have their hands full. I am not going to say that this is an easy task.
Here comes the blitz off the right side. Pass away, curl route caught. And it's Tashi again for the first down. They needed 22. They got 23. Move the chains. This Marshall just is a machine on automatic.
Yeah, that just looked too easy. It really looked too easy. I mean, the wide receiver just went in the zone, sat down, in rhythm throw, right on the numbers, first down.
You like the call by the D coordinator maybe to send an extra guy. Elias Kendra nearly got home, but it's a double-edged sword, right?
That's the thing. You pick your poison. Do you send the extra guy and, leave your DBs out there in coverage, or do you drop back and hope that they make a mistake in the throwing game? Doesn't look like the quarterback for A&T is going to make too many mental mistakes in the throwing game today, though.
60 seconds left till halftime. A&T up by 6. Throw into the end zone. DeYoung caught. Touchdown, Warriors! Isaiah Marshall to Davon Young. Touchdown, A&T.
So what do you do when something's working? You keep doing it. That's what my dad used to say when you're playing football. You run the same play until they prove that they can stop it. And right now, Groves has not proven that they can stop the throwing game for Southfield A&T. What a great throw. What a great read, too.
For guys that haven't worked together that much this year, I mean, this fade route is just beautifully thrown. And of course, Young tracked it well and really adjusted in midair.
Yeah, Owen Higley actually, he turned around, and at first it looked like he had a play on the ball, but it was just a great throw over his head. If that ball's short, it's maybe picked off.
Going for 2 now with the score 19-7 with 56 seconds to go until halftime. Marshall rolling right, throws over the middle, and it's tipped and incomplete. Pass is broken up by Braden Hall, the defensive end. So 19-7, 56 seconds left. We'll take a quick timeout. We're coming back to Birmingham here on the Friday Night Clash presented by Woodward Sports here on the Prep.
Your Birmingham Groves Falcons.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
(19-7), Southfield A&T is in the end zone. 2-point conversion, no good. They lead at 19-7 over Birmingham Groves. My name is Chad Bush. I'm here with Sam Stick Day. Kennedy on the sideline. She'll catch up with head coach Flaherty at the timeout. Kickoff right to left. And this is TJ Diop to boot it. And it's a solid kickoff down to the 11. Panos will field it up to the 20. Watch out, he's electric to the 30. 35 makes a man miss before he's dropped. 48 seconds left. If you're Birmingham Groves, you're down by 12 points, a couple scores. What do you do here with 48 seconds left? You try to score or no?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you saw earlier, if they're going forward on 4th and down at the 15-yard line, the coach is aggressive. He knows right now momentum has shifted, and they've shown that they can be a quick score offense. So you don't want to necessarily hold back anything right now.
Right.
Man, this fall air is absolutely perfect tonight. Last week, game was hot. It was steamy. It was 90 degrees. This week feels like football.
Oh, doesn't it? This is comfortable. This is cool, and it is nice. Handoff right side, that's Panos, and it looks like a conservative play call. You surprised by that?
No, because that's kind of how they broke their big play, right? So you got to kind of go back to what worked for you early, and if you bust that, you look like a genius. Now you get in your hurry-up offense, you put your quarterback in space, and hopefully he can make some plays.
And this is your quarterback in space as Caden is pushed out at about the 49-yard line. That's the sophomore quarterback, Caden Hardy. Clock stops with 20 seconds left. It's a first down, move the chains. That last drive by Southfield A&T, it took 11 plays. They went 91 yards, and they did it in about 7 minutes. A long drive for the Warriors.
Yeah, which you really wouldn't think would be a long drive with how many big chunk plays they had, but they kind of went 2 steps forward, 1 step back there a couple times.
Yeah, and the penalty sort of delayed that a bit. Long count. Caden throws it, swings it right side, incomplete over the tips of Flaherty. And with 17 seconds left and the ball at midfield, we may get a chance to see the young sophomore's arm. We'll see if they let it fly loose with Mr. Hardy.
Yeah, why not? I mean, right here, the worst thing that happens, it gets intercepted near the 10 or the goal line, and it's just a long punt anyways, and that's kind of what you want to do. But they've been aggressive to this point. I don't expect them to stop being aggressive. And who knows? Good things can happen. You go into halftime 19-14. You're feeling a lot better than you are right now.
That's right. So, 17 seconds left, 2nd and 10 from their own 49. Caden hands off inside give, and that should end the quarter unless Southfield A&T wants to take a timeout. And time is going to get taken here, and we'll keep it right here with a score 19-7. Southfield A&T up on Groves. Both teams winless in week 1. We knew coming out, Stick, that this was going to be a battle of 2 teams. We knew that Groves had it a little bit more against them without Mangum, and here we are, a 12-point Southfield A&T lead with 5 seconds left.
I like this timeout here, too, because you know they've had struggle protecting their punt. They got to punt it here, and you could go at them, use your strength again. So put your opposition in uncomfortable positions as much as you can, but it doesn't look like Groves is coming out with their punt team right now.
I think they got him at third. Well, yeah,
they may
third
try
down.
a little Hail Mary here.
Yeah,
it's third down?
It is third down.
I thought it was 4th. That's my bad.
I did too. I think whether it's 3rd or 4th, this is your final play.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless there's a penalty. So I think the same thing's going to happen.
Just got some light up in the booth, Chad.
The Lord said, let there be light. All right, the sophomore in the shotgun. Final play of the first half, perhaps. Caden Hardy. wearing number 16. And we got a whistle and a...
Now, I think they're going to call the flinch on Groves, but it looked like 99 for Southfield A&T kind of induced it.
You know what
they called it. Okay, good.
You know what this is?
I was wondering who they do it on.
You know what this is the time to do? This is the time to run to the concession stand.
Yes.
If you're a fan, this is where you run to either the bathroom or the concession stand. Go get yourself some hot popcorn.
Beat the crowd.
Beat the crowd.
Beat the crowd. Yeah, and the Groves people here were very accommodating today, and the parents who were helping out, in the concessions, all very, very nice people. So shout out to the Groves family.
Taylor wide left, Pano slot left. Flaherty blocking for Hardy, who's going to let it fly or take it and step out of bounds, and that's how the half will end, with a run of a 4-yard gain. And that is how things end.
Number 16, James Hardy, the keeper. And that's the end of the first
half. It was a good half. I mean, really good football. We saw special teams. We saw big runs. We saw big passing.
And we saw a Southfield A&T offense put one on there, 19-7. We're going to go down live. Kennedy has the head coach, Coach Flaherty. Go ahead, Kennedy.
Hey, you guys, I'm here with head coach. Okay, you're down by 12 going into the second half. What are you going to do to motivate your guys to play better in the second half?
Well, for us, I think it's just taking care of our mistakes. They're a good team, a real good team, but I think we beat ourselves more than they beat us that first half. So cut out the mistakes there, we get back in with 1 or 2 big plays here. We'll be all right.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck out there. Thanks. All right, back to you, Chad.
Thanks, Kennedy. Appreciate that very much. 19-7, Southfield A&T on top of Groves. Chad Bush, Sam Stick Day with you, and Stick. We talked about some of the different things that we saw from both teams, but what stood out mostly here in this first half of football in our Friday night clash?
What stood out to me was the physicality that Southfield A&T came to play with today, and how their air attack has really been dominating the entire game. You saw at first they were starting out with the run, just kind of feeling it out, but once they figured out they could pass and the slants over the middle were working, the whole offense started to click.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and give you a little bit more of what happened in Week 1 with our top 10 plays of the week between Orchard Lake, St. Mary's, and Oak Park. We'll also get you caught up on stats from the first half. 19-7, Southfield A&T over Birmingham Groves on the Preps coverage of our presenting sponsor, Woodward Sports, Friday Night Clash.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so the interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. Welcome back to Birmingham. Last week, 21-16, Orchard Lake St. Mary's knocked off Oak Park. We have 10 plays that we think are the top 10 of that game. That's coming up right after this, right here on our Friday Night Clash.
Big third down here. If you're Oak Park, you got to stop.
Layden rolling right, got a man. That's caught. It's DC Temple and a first down across the 40 to the 42. Move the chains. A Layden conversion to Temple. And here come the Eaglets on their red turf. Layden in the wishbone. Handoff. Cannon up the middle. Touchdown, Eaglets. 6-0 St. Mary's. And the George Porritt season lid lifter has the Eaglets in pay dirt first. Oak Park with 3 seconds left has a chance to cash. Miller wide left. The snap is low. Picked up by Harris. Has time. Time has run out, and the sack, and the ball's loose, and it is incomplete.
Wow, that was close.
Throw over the middle, and caught by their best receiver today, Elreno O'Neal. That's his 3rd catch of the day. This kid looks like an all-pro tight end.
Big target. Nice throw by Salter.
Hand off left side. Boyle going to bounce it outside, going to try to find the corner, going to cut back. Inside the 3 to the end zone. Touchdown, Eaglets. 13-0 OLSM with 7:30 to go. 2:31 left. Our scoreboard's working. 3rd and 10. Layden back to pass at his own 40. Has pressure, steps up, and trouble, and down he goes. No, ball's loose. Ball's loose and picked up. Fumbles loose. Oak Park has it. And Oak Park has life with 2:20 to go, looking to tie this thing up before the break. Bohenick back deep along with Thomas, the freshman. Gillespie to boot it from his own 40. Line drive kicked, it hits, and Thomas will scoop it at the 15. Here we go. Up to the 20, 25, watch out 30. Makes a move up to the 40, across the 40 to the 45. And that's the future of Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the skilled position right there, Mr. Thomas.
Chad, get that kid the ball. Wow. I mean, the whole stadium shook.
3rd and 20 from their own 40, Oak Park. Back to pass, the rookie with a big responsibility here. Heat-seeking missile from behind. The loft pass up for grabs and intercepted. Picked off by Carlson.
Rock Harris was in big trouble. St. Mary's is not of its hands team really out there. It's mostly
they're
not expecting an onside kick here,
which presents an opportunity. But you can't really burn a timeout either. You've got 2 timeouts if you're Oak Park, and you got to get this off. It is an onside. My partner was right.
Except it has not gone 10 yards yet.
It is right now.
Oh, my
and that's Oak Park's football. They have recovered at the 50.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's no flags down. It's Oak
God.
Park football.
How does
they
St.
played
Mary's,
it masterfully.
How does St. Mary's not go get the ball?
Ryan
the ball
Ramsey.
Is yours. The ball is yours for the first 10 yards. Go get it. Oh, my goodness.
Rock Harris, a lot of pressure for this first-year signal caller. Ball's loose on the deck, picked up by St. Mary's. Tommy Boss has it. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Eaglets.
Got stripped from behind, and Boss, right place, right time, and then you got a running back scooting 45 yards. It's over. What a play.
Frank Janos dialed up the blitz. He brought it, heated up that quarterback, and Tommy Boss picked up the coughed pill and put it where it deserved in that black end zone that reads OLSM.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
From the 20
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Birmingham, the Friday Night Clash. Southfield A&T 19, Birmingham Grove 7. And let's look at how we get to this score. The scoring opened in the first quarter. Southfield A&T got on the board with a little special teams variety as DJ Buskin would take advantage of this blocked punt, a punt that was blocked by Cameron Smith. Buskin scooped it up, went 40 yards, 7-0 after the extra point was up and good from TJ Diop. And then Southfield A&T wasn't done. They would get an offensive score, a little play action. Isaiah Marshall, 1-yard touchdown pass to the captain, Jerome Baker. And then Groves would come back and pop one. An 83-yard touchdown run from Stavros Panos, the senior, 5'8". He would go in and make this a 13-7 game after the extra point was up and good by Chadwick Cole. And then the final scoring of the half in the second quarter was when the big man, D. Young, got himself loose for an 18-yard fade from Marshall. Marshall's second touchdown of the game, touchdown pass, and that's where we sit. 19-7, two-point conversion was no good. And Sam Stick Day, here we are. Southfield A&T looking good, taking advantage of no Mangum. But this game far from over, partner, as we approach halftime.
Yeah, and I love the coach from Birmingham Grove's attitude when Kennedy was interviewing him. Like, hey, a lot of those were self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
So you know that he saw some things that he could make adjustments on at halftime, and if they can clean those things up, I mean, they're not completely out of it. They show that they're a quick scoring offense when they need to be. You know, they just got to, like the coach said, tidy some things up, and they'll be okay.
That's right. So, second half, if you're looking to adjust some things and make some adjustments, Grove's got to get some things rolling. What do you tap into on this Friday night and try to strum up if you're Brendan Flaherty?
Well, the one thing that's worked for them, obviously, is running it with their big dog Panos. And you got to get him in space and make sure that you can get him out there. Maybe a couple little screen passes, maybe a couple little flare passes to him. And definitely, Kalen Hardy's got to have a big, big second half. Roll him out. We saw that work a couple times. But we also saw the simple drop back, three-step drop, get that quick curl route out work for him too. So, you know, get him comfortable again, get him back in his rhythm, and let him work.
And if you're Southfield A&T on the other side, Stick, what do you want to continue to do and see from them in the second half under first-year head coach Aaron Marshall?
You want to pass, and then you want to pass some more. Because that is what is absolutely working for them. And I am not going away with it until Groves proves that they can stop it. The slants, the over the middle, you know, the flag routes, they're all working. Everything's working. And with a quarterback like they have that you can trust to make the right decisions and pull it down and not force the ball and make things happen with his legs, you pass. you put it in his hands.
The second half from Birmingham coming up. It's Groves down 14-7 at home to Southfield A&T. We got a big second half coming up right after this. Come join us, won't you?
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
This is week 2 of our Friday night clash. And Groves and Southfield A&T showing out, just like Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Oak Park did last week. And a 21-16 St. Mary's win over the Knights. Right here in this great crowd and this solid night here in this under 70 degrees now, humid temperatures have gone away. It's football time, Stick. It's Labor Day weekend. It just feels right. Everything's coming together. The NFL's coming, college football's here, and high school football in week 2. Everything's feeling right here on this Friday.
Yeah, I was out earlier at Arts Beats and Eats. That's going on this Labor Day weekend in Royal Oak. And, the sights, the smells, the sounds, and all of it. And you woke up this morning and you went outside, and it was a little chilly. I'd be there early to set up for our broadcast that we were doing for Woodward Sports. But I got there, and I thought about putting on a hoodie. So it's almost hoodie season, which means it's football season, which means the hitting and the clanging together is going to be happening a lot more often, and I couldn't be happier to do it every Friday night here with the prep.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have you, and a lot of fun. Kennedy's here on sidelines, doing a great job as well. I want to talk about Joey Namamu, who will join us on sidelines next week.
Yes.
In Walled Lake, as our matchup is Walled Lake Western hosting Lakeland High School. So that'll be fun. Joey comes on sideline. He's on his honeymoon right now. We want to send out a congratulations, though, to Joey and his new wife, and tell us how the wedding went down last week.
Honestly, and I'm not blowing smoke to anybody, this was the most fun I've ever had at any wedding in my life. Like Joey, we call the mayor at Woodward Sports because he knows everybody, right? So you're there, and there's CEOs of Power 500 businesses, and then, there's just everybody from all walks of life, and it was just an absolute joyous event, and to see the best guy I know be that happy, it brought the best out of me too. So honestly, Joey threw the best wedding I've ever been to, and his wife Tiansa, absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to have him here because Joey's going to be crowd surfing in these crowds. You know that, right? When we have him out here next week, he's going to be in these crowds doing what Joey and only Joey can do.
I love it. I can't wait. We're excited for it. It'll be Lakeland, the Eagles, against Walled Lake Western. Both those teams got wins last night, as Walled Lake Western beat their rival Walled Lake Northern. I think that was a one-touchdown game, and so we're excited for that.
Fun fact, I would have gone to Walled Lake Western had I not gone to Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Fun fact that we both have resided in Wolverine Lake.
Yes.
Right? I grew up there. You grew up there. We both have moved since. We both played for the Walled Lake Braves.
Correct.
Both at some point went to the Walled Lake Consolidated Schools.
Yeah, I went to what's now Geisler Middle School, but I was Walled Lake Middle School when I went there.
And I was Walled Lake Junior High. And so we're going back home. We're excited. And I know Brendan Flaherty's excited as well for his Falcons to get something going. He's an emotional guy. He puts in some charge. This is a guy that his kids you'd think could maybe feed off. He's had the right formula for 21 years here.
Yeah, and you mentioned he's been the coach for 21 years. He does not look like he's been around that long to be 21 years. Like, I've seen coaches that have been coaching 21 years. They look a lot more weathered. He's got the energy, he's got the spunk, and he's got, his team's ear. And like we said, hopefully he can make those adjustments he was talking about at halftime, and Groves can come out with a big second half.
We are just about set to get underway. Yeah, Flaherty, we talked with him earlier this week. He was a guy that was working in the business world, and he was done with school and said, I don't know what I want to do. He was working for a spirits company selling wine, and they said, hey, if you want to do your thing, man, we'll bring you back, and you can do both. He went to Sweden, came back. He got a job doing both, and now he's been at Birmingham Groves for 21 years after taking over for his mentor in Coach McDougall. Chadwick Cole to kick it off, and that thing's going to send into the end zone, and here comes the offense of the Southfield A&T Warriors. And it's an offense that was led by the air attack in the first half, and Isaiah Marshall really going through the air. It looks like D. Young is back. Maybe much ado about nothing. It's important, though, that he has all of his receivers back. It's really the core unit of this offensive team.
Yeah, I was really excited to see D. Young today and, just watch him take the top off the defense because we heard, he was out against Cass Tech, and that was something that kind of held them back. But, Braceful has definitely done his thing. He's definitely stepped up and been the guy to go to.
He has. Tashi Braceful. What a name.
Great name.
The guy, it's a high major guy, natural feel for the ball, smooth route runner. And here we go. So Southfield A&T, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, motion left to right. And a give and a handoff behind the line of scrimmage to the aforementioned D. Young. And he spilled after a gain of about 7 up to the 28-yard line.
And you see that a lot with your star wide receivers, getting them on a little sweep action here. And you love the way he reads the defense. He could have cut it in right there, and it probably would have resulted in a 0-yard gain. But he kept it outside, stayed patient, and he was able to pick up, about 7 yards right there.
Healthy gain, little reverse. One of the top receivers coming off a sore foot, and it looked like maybe a hamstring earlier in the game, but he looks healthy. 2nd and 3 from the 27. Just underway second half. Southfield A&T trying to grow their 2-score lead right now. Shotgun formation. Marshall inside give. Handoff. Lots of running room. Best run of the night to the 40. 45. A flag is down. This could be a hold or a block in the back. This could be coming back, partner. And now another flag, and this is a personal foul. So the flags are flying, the hankies are loose. What do we have, partner?
Well, first I got to give it up to that official because he threw that flag about 75 feet into the air.
He's not in the preseason mode anymore.
He wanted to throw that flag, and you got to give it up to Jones, breaking an arm tackle on that. Unfortunately, there was a holding call down the field, and then obviously the interaction afterward. But breaking arm tackles, 12 is looking like a strong runner, even though he's not the biggest guy on the field.
So block in the back is one of the calls, and then there's a dead ball personal foul. So this is going to end up being like a 29-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's tough to overcome.
When it's all said and done. And by 29, that was an estimate. Give or take 10.
Where was it? It was at the 27.
That's right. Spot foul, though, I think. Well, they're going to mark this thing at the 16. And, yeah.
Still second down, and as we learned, Southfield A&T is not scared of long down and distance.
No, sir. Marshall, the quarterback, who was offered by Jim Harbaugh in the 7th grade. 6 foot, 205 from the right hash. He's got his uncle as the head coach. His dad's the running back coach, and his uncle's the receiver coach. It's all in the family for A&T. And they've got a great communication system. Pass over the middle, caught at the 40 and thrown down. Another bullet that's snatched out of the Birmingham air. And the catch made by Darryl Hollywood Jones, a guy that you don't see in that spot often.
Watch this route. If you can see this route, he takes a jab step outside, and then he breaks his defender inside. It was an absolutely beautiful route that he ran there.
So already a deep unit adds another with Hollywood. He's a guy that talks to Darius Slay. He's known to play that corner spot. Let's take another look.
Yeah,
watch that play, Stick.
Yeah, watch the route. And to Darius Slay, he's always doing big things with high school kids still here in the area, so you got to love that. Yeah, you couldn't see it right before that, though. He takes a hard right, plants his right foot, turns his defender's hips, and was able to take the inside slant on him, and it was a perfect throw. Absolutely great play.
Leave it to Stick to like the Stick. Handoff left side, running room. Sideline left across the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah,
a 23-yard gain with the lead back starting to really show his presence, Stick.
Yeah, and if you're Groves right now, you're kind of just playing the guessing game. You know, they've been beating you with the pass the whole time, and now you get an opportunity. They come at you on the ground. So David Burt, great run.
His dad played at Bowling Green. There's a pass left side, caught inside the 15, down to the 13. Drugged down from behind, but another throw, this time back to Old Faithful, Mr. Braceful.
The amount of tight throws that have been made today in this offense is amazing. That was between 3 defenders.
A touch throw.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
This Marshall kid is magical. Handoff right side, stretch play, outside break and tackle, still on his feet, inside the 5 to the 4, and making a statement is the lead back, Davier Burt, the power back.
Yeah, great cut on that as well, man. These guys are making all the right cuts. They're making all the right reads. You could tell this is a very well-coached football team. And here they are lining up, ready to put it in the end zone.
Quick throw, left side, caught, McLean, and drop short of the goal line. This was the hurry-up offense that Rich Pop said he wanted to get Marshall acclimated with. just so he wasn't thinking. So he was thinking more.
Right.
Actually.
It looks like it's good for a first down. You think here, if he stays outside, he may have a chance to score because he had his blockers out in front of him.
Yeah, Dutton with a nice block on the outside. And so, gain of 3 on the play officially. First and goal from the 3. A&T looking to put one of the nails in the proverbial coffin here at the 8-minute mark. Handoff up the middle and stuffed, but spinning out and scoring into the end zone. Touchdown, Southfield A&T, Javin Jones.
And that's what we were talking about earlier in the drive. Even though he's not the biggest guy, he definitely has the strength, and we saw him break an arm tackle earlier. Unfortunately, a block in the back called that back. But look, he's dead to rights here. There's no way he should put this into the end zone, but a little spin, little strength, little balance, and he's right in for the touchdown.
Broke the tackle of Jackson Crane, and it's 25-7. Southfield A&T will attempt the extra point by TJ Diop, and that kick is up, and that kick is good. So with 7:54 to go here in Birmingham in the third quarter, it's the Warriors of Southfield A&T 26, Birmingham Grove 7. We're back on the Week 2 Friday Night Clash right after this.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Westfall is one of your producers tonight. Travis Childress also producing, and we appreciate our hardworking crew. Jamie Janssen, your associate producer. That drive, 8 plays, 92 yards. It took about 3 minutes and 53 seconds, 26-7. Southfield A&T on top. They add another score. Thank you, Jamie, for the drive recap. Stick, your thoughts on a drive that really was dominant?
They did it every way possible. They did it rushing, they did it passing, they did it blocking, they did it throwing. I mean, everything that you want coming out of your halftime and how you draw it up. That, to me, it's always, to me, coming into the game, your first drive and your first drive out of halftime is really indicative of how great your coaching is, because those are when the adjustments are made and those are when the scoutings go into play. The in-game decisions will happen, right? But those are the 2 moments in the 2 drives that you can control the most, and hats off to Southfield A&T for coming out with a vengeance.
Stand up, Southfield. Aaron Marshall's group bouncing back after their loss to number 2 Cass Tech last week. No shame in that. They knew it. They got Davon Young back this week, and they have taken advantage of it. There's the kickoff down to the 14-yard line, taken by Panos. Panos stops, turns the corner, and is tackled at the 34. And the tackle made by number 5. Dominant Johnson, one of the best first names in the game.
Dominant, yes.
Dominant Johnson.
You love the change of direction and how fast he could go from 0 to 60. Look at Panos. Stop, go, stop, forward, go.
22-yard return for the senior. There's a place for him somewhere.
Those types of guys are so frustrating to play against.
Old Swiss Army knife. He'll get it here, bounce it outside, and nowhere to go. That play was turned in by DJ Buskin, who has been really dominant on the edge tonight.
And that is great defense right there. You stretch them, you stretch them, you stretch them, you push them to the edge, push them to the edge. You hope your help comes from the inside, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Look at, just keep pushing them, and then help from the inside right there.
How about that?
Great team defense.
Sure was. Sideline to sideline. You saw the speed and the spill. Second down and 10 from their own 35. Right hash. Under center now is Caden, the sophomore. Handoff to Panos, and that's a TFL, or darn near back at the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive front? We haven't said enough about Reggie Gardner, number 99, a guy that started all 9 games last year as a freshman. This kid's a beast, just a 15-year-old. Plays 4 quarters at a high level, doesn't say much, but
15 years old?
He's unstoppable, number 99.
You said 15 years old?
15.
My goodness, that is a big 15-year-old.
It is, and Deshaun Franklin, the defensive coordinator, really gushes when he talks.
I bet.
about just a sophomore, by the way, 5'11", 245, Reggie Gardner. Watch him.
Uh-oh.
Snap is dropped. Caden picks it up, and Caden hits the green deck. There's a sack, TFL, and that's coming from Matthias Davis, the outside backer. And the 11 Warriors, with 6:10 to go, have forced another stop.
Yeah, and I was just about to say before that, you got to start turning your quarterback loose with the way the game's going right now. Your run game isn't working, and then you kind of get a botched snap on that. And it's tough. You're trying to do the right things, and you're trying to put players in a position to win. But, the things that keep beating you are yourselves, which is exactly what Grove's coach was talking about before we went into halftime.
Yep. Jimmy Holcomb to snap it. Jack Wayner to punt it. And that's going to take a Southfield A&T roll all the way back to the 47. And that's where the Warriors will take over. 5:33 to go in this third quarter. We're going to keep it right here with a 26-7 Warriors lead. But, Stick, I mean, this is really it. 5.5 left in this quarter. I mean, if you're Groves, you got to get something going. We said that last time, and lo and behold, it happened.
Yeah, no, that's what we talked about last time, that quick score. And, it took some impressive running by Panos to make it through that line and, bust the big 83-yard run. But they have it in them. Now they just got to get the stop, and that's been what's really hard for them. If you're Southfield A&T, do you break your rhythm and try to start working the clock, or do you just keep going because it feels so good?
Yeah, because it feels so good. I don't know. It's a great question. Near side of the screen is the big target for Southfield as Marshall's in the shotgun at midfield. 5.5 left. This team's up by a few scores. They're going to lob this up for Davon Young, and he's got the catch at the 18. Working one-on-one in the corner against Higley, and that was a back shoulder fade that floated in just perfectly. Marshall just continues to be magnificent.
Yeah, that's what we've been looking for all game. And that, he didn't really have to high point that ball. He just kind of went back and got it. But getting both feet down, that's a catch in the NFL. He got both feet down. Then to tap both those toes like that, that's the type of stuff you're looking for.
And again, that's timing. That's a timing route. That's a fade stop where you're coming back and looking back for the ball. Those are things usually, if you missed week 1, you're not going to see that in week 2 so comfortably. There's a throw over the middle. Akil has it. Hands catch. Touchdown, Warriors. Akil McLean in the end zone.
Well, that was quick. 2 plays. And you love it. You love Southfield A&T coming out and being aggressive, and that's what we talked about right before that drive. What are they going to do? Are they going to try to run clock? Are they going to score? Well, scoring is what they chose to do, and they're doing it well tonight.
Alik McCain in the end zone. And this is a guy they really like. Slot, really good football player, and a guy that rarely comes off the field. Here comes the PAT. That is up, and it is good. Southfield's got a little kicking game as well to boot. All Warriors. 5:04 left. As we get another look at that touchdown. Little play action over the top. And Akil McLean is into the end zone for another Warrior touchdown, 33-7, 5:04 left. We're back in 30 seconds. This is the prep.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Let's take a look at Southfield A&T's remaining schedule. Lake Orion coming up here at home next week, and then they'll head to Clarkston against the Hungry Wolves team, and they'll stay up in northern Oakland County against Stony Creek. No rest as they'll take on Oxford before facing West Bloomfield, who was our number 1 ranked team at one point, and then on the road at River Rouge.
Always tough, River
to
Rouge.
close things out. So Southfield A&T, they're going to have their work cut out for them, but they look like they're going in the right direction, Stick.
They definitely look up to the task, especially after last week against Cass Tech. You know, that's a tough game, but that's not a bad loss because you're really holding yourself up against. Sorry, I thought he was going to break that there.
That's all right.
You're really holding yourself up against some of the best in the state.
No doubt. That's Jalen Samuel on the return. It's a nice return, and it's across the 40-yard line. They'll call it actually at the 39. And so Groves with a chance to do some work. You'd love to see, if you're Groves, I would assume, and offensive coordinator Matt Turner, get your quarterback comfortable, right? I mean, get Caden Hardy in a rhythm somehow, some way.
Yeah, you want to, but also the defense knows exactly what you want to do right now, too, so they're going to pin their ear back and come get them.
Yep. Well, we'll see what's styled up here. Panos now shifts to the backfield in this 3-wide receiver set. The sophomore under center, hands off to Panos, and he's swallowed up back to the 35. Oh, boy. A little breakfast burrito in the evening.
And the quarterback's coming limping off the field right now, too.
It's going to be a loss of 4, and as you said, Stick, furthermore, you worry about your quarterback limping off.
Yeah, Caden Hardy. And he's coming back on, though. You can't question this kid's toughness. He's out there. He's ready to play. Coach gave him the play to call at the huddle. Ready to break. Oh, they're doing our Planet Fitness towel toss right now to the student section down there.
Uh-oh.
Look at them go.
The student section's not giving up. They're still into it. Caden turns and gives to Panos, who is piled on after a gain of 2. Healthy hit that time, coming from the outside backer, who we've called quite a bit tonight for the A&T Warriors. Jerome Baker. But, Stick, something's going on with Caden here, and let's see if we can find out what's nagging him.
Yeah, that looks like that's going to be tough for him because they were trying to get him on the rollout a lot earlier, and with that right now, that's going to be tough to do. You wonder if they have a backup that they can put in or, just give him a chance because right now, the way Southfield A&T is aggressive, they're going to come get him.
Hardy in the shotgun at a 3rd and 11 from the own 38. They call a screen to Flaherty. Flaherty across the 45. He's 4 yards short of the first down. But with your team down right now by 26, you'd think this is a good time to go for it.
You have to go for it. You absolutely have to go for it. And you like this play. Little screen pass. You know that Southfield A&T is going to be aggressive, so you let them in, just pop it over their top, and, you pick up 7 yards there. And that's what you got to do, just little by little. You can't get all the points back at once right now.
Yep. Sean Franklin's defense has really stood up here tonight against this Groves offense. Again, playing without Jaden Mangum. And the handoff was missed, and Caden is going to take it himself. Short of the first down, turnover on downs. Clearly limping and injured. You credit the toughness, but at this point, I mean, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, that's tough when you can't even make it at the angle to hand off to the quarterback because that's a stretch handoff. You got to sprint to get there to get it to your running back, and he can't sprint to get it there. So hopefully they're going to make a quarterback change soon.
Yep. And,
yeah, there he is getting serviced on the sidelines. Yeah, all heart. You can't question his heart, that's for sure. You can't question his effort or just, going back out there and wanting to be out there because there's a lot of kids that just tap out.
That's right. That's right. Coach Brendan Flaherty with great things to say about his sophomore signal caller. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with him. 2:32 to go. Southfield A&T 33, Grove 7. We're back on the Week 2 Friday Night Clash right after this.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Let's take a look at Birmingham Groves and the remaining schedule for the Falcons. They're going to take on North Farmington next week on the road at Seaholm, the rival. It's an early rivalry game, Stick, before taking on Oak Park, Rochester. Rochester Adams, who's been all the rage and surprise of the OAA. They knocked off West Bloomfield at Clarkston, and then Sterling Heights Stevenson. They'll go and cross over to the east side and take on Stevenson and the Titans. There's a handoff up the middle, and that's taken for about 7 yards. And into the game, it looks like some reserves for Southfield A&T. As Marcel Mack Reeves checks in to the running back spot.
Tackle made by number 3, Nick Mason.
Maxwell Green, the offensive line coach, who came over from West Bloomfield's Division I state champions a year ago. Just a 21-year-old assistant. Brian Marshall, an assistant, along with Aaron, the head coach. Rich Pop, the offensive coordinator. And this offense for the Warriors has been the real storyline tonight, Stick.
Just been impressive in all facets of the game. Up front, giving them the protection. The quarterback having as much time as he needs, and then when he doesn't have time, he figures it out, and he makes the smart and right decisions. It's been really impressive to watch. But here's a good stop right here by the Groves defense. Gang tackling.
Yeah, see the
little bit of forearm there.
They're not giving up. Yeah. Flaherty leading the way.
No flex at the end of that, though,
no
man.
Flex.
I'm a little disappointed.
No flex. See Henry Everett getting in there. There's a throw to the middle. Intercepted, picked off. Picked off by Crane. Crane up the left sideline and forced out of bounds at the 39. Jackson Crane off the deflection.
And we got a flag at the end of the play as well, too. That is a big play.
Sure is. A junior Jackson Crane, who they like quite a bit. Crane, a guy that hard-nosed, quiet, really brings it. He's also the backup free safety, and he took over for Mangum and got the start there after Jaden was ruled out of this game due to injury. What's the call here?
It's that next man up mentality, too, so it was good. A little tip drill there. You catch it, little Oski.
Yeah. Jackson's father, Kevin, played college football. Former Walled Lake Western Warrior, played at Boston College. Personal foul is on Groves.
Blindside block is what they're calling on the return. Yeah, so the interception's good. Groves still has the ball. There's a play right there.
In the right spot. And then, that crackback. So here we go. And do we have a new quarterback in for Groves? We do. It's the backup, and it's number 15, Max Young, who's in under center. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He'll turn and give to Panos, and he is piled on and tackled by a gang of Warriors. And one of them thinks they have the football.
He wrestled it away from him, but he was definitely down when he had the ball.
That's Mauricio Mack Clayton. Kid who went to the Nationals. There's a core of sophomores for Southfield A&T that played in the Junior Football National Championship game and won. So there's a trio of sophomores that played for the Southfield Falcons, a junior football team. You got the Falcons and the Blue Jays.
Yeah, we played against them in the Livonia Junior Football League.
That's right, Walled Lake Braves.
Yeah.
I think we lost by maybe 100.
My first touchdown was at Livonia Bentley High School.
You know what?
Did we share that too, Chad?
I don't know, but it was against the Livonia Falcons. I don't know if it was at Bentley, but I think it was.
I remember the Falcons, the Orioles, all those teams.
They had about 18 teams in Livonia.
Yep, and now Commerce has a team, Walled Lake has a team. And
That's right. It's crazy, isn't it? Well, that's the end of the third quarter. We'll take a timeout and come back. 33-7, Warriors over Falcons. This is the Prep.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
It's a family affair out here for head coach Aaron Marshall. He's got both of his older brothers coaching with him. They coach the wide receivers as well as the running backs. Also, his nephew is that star-studded quarterback out there with 8 collegiate offers. Not only is it a family affair out here on the field tonight, but it's also, we're a big family in the broadcast booth. So I have to give a big shout out and happy birthday to Chad Bush. Now that I've embarrassed you, back to you, Chad.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't let it slide, man. You knew we had to get you.
I knew you got me. All right. I'm a little rosy in the cheeks.
Well, happy birthday, man. Everything
you.
you're doing here with the Prep is absolutely amazing. Delivering these high school kids like the broadcast that we would have loved when we were in high school, and they can take these digital memories with them forever.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks to everybody
birthday.
for that.
And we got cake, too, man.
Oh, we got cake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jamie Janssen brought some cake.
Nothing
All right.
but cake. Let's go.
All right. I'm down with that. We can start distributing. Let's not pop the champagne yet now. We got 11:05 left. Thank you very much, Kennedy. Appreciate that, by the way. And thank you to the fine crew for the birthday wishes. I'm halfway home, guys.
That's awesome.
At least, I hope. All right, here we go. Southfield A&T with the football from their own 31-yard line. They lead big, 33-7. Marshall still in there at quarterback. Pitches left. It's a tackle for loss. And spilling things in the backfield is number 17, Elias Kendra. We've called his name quite a bit tonight. He's one of those backup guys that have stepped in and filled in nicely for that Falcon defense.
Yeah, he definitely has been playing good today. And, you know, even though they've given up 33 points, they've played a solid game. It's just it's tough to stop those big chunk plays that Southfield A&T brings, especially when you're down the best DB in the state.
That's right. Flaherty and Mason also flying to the football there. Marshall in no hurry with 10:20 and the clock rolling on his own left hash and a 2nd and 11. Southfield next week will take on Lake Orion. Throw over the middle, and that is intercepted at the 45. But this one's coming back. That is defensive pass interference and early contact. Nice play, but a bit premature, I think.
Yeah, it's looking like
Pass intercepted by number 27, Zach Rogers.
Looking like they're calling pass interference on that. And, you know, you hate to see those throws get picked off because his stat line, Marshall's stat line for the entire game looked amazing. And, you know, you wound up with 2 interceptions, even though they're not really, you know, hard interceptions, not really game-changing interceptions, but those little things add up. But unfortunately, they get to keep the ball.
The interceptions by Zach Rogers, that is the son of the former number 2 overall pick in the 2001 NFL draft, the now deceased Charles Rogers, former Detroit Lion.
Amazing player. Absolutely amazing. Not only in high school, but when he went to Michigan State, and even when he was healthy and playing for the Lions, he was an amazing player.
Yep.
Just had, broke his collarbone a couple times, and that was that.
Sure did.
Oh, what a shoestring tackle.
Braceful on the far side, just a shoestring tackle away from busting that baby up.
That was going to be a touchdown, and a long touchdown, too.
Yep. They like Zach Rogers, going back to Zach and what he can do at the receiver spot and at defensive backfield, as we see that near busted play. But how about the tackle by Groves to keep the ever-elusive Tashi Braceful in front of him?
And once again, we got to say, what a great name.
Tashi Braceful, no doubt. Handoff inside and up the middle, a healthy gain for number 7 for Southfield A&T. That's Marcel Mack Reeves.
And you love getting your backup some run here. I mean, this is where varsity letters are earned for a lot of guys. I was one of those guys, so you love to see the backups get in the game and get some shine too. And that's just good coaching too. You keep the morale up for everybody. That means they're going to practice harder next week, knowing that they can get in the game at any given time.
That's right. Isaiah turns, gives big hole up the gut to the 20 before the touchdown-saving tackle by Dundon.
Number 7, Marcel Reeves on the carry.
The second touchdown-saving tackle on this drive so far. So they're getting deep into the secondary, and obviously breaking into that next level is tough. 17 kind of overran his blitz there, and you got to come in, you got to break down, you got to make sure that you're not getting beat by those draws.
Yep. And you wonder after week 1. I mean, you saw that Cass, who had 3 D1 offensive linemen, a 6'7", 330 guy. I mean, you just wonder how good Cass is. You wonder how much Southfield A&T improved.
Well, the one thing Southfield A&T's coach pointed to was that they didn't quit. Even though it was a tough game.
Pass is intercepted, but was he out of bounds before the pass was thrown is the question.
No, they're giving Groves the ball.
So interception, and it's by Evan Dundon. Or Zach Rogers, rather. So Zach Rogers with his first varsity INT. And that's got his coach fired up down there, Coach Zach.
And, honestly, this is what Southfield A&T's coach was talking about last week against Cass Tech, is that he was very proud his team didn't quit. He said that game could have gotten out of hand if our boys just kind of tapped it in.
That's right.
And you're seeing almost the exact same thing out of the Groves kids right now, is they're not giving in. They're not stopping. They're still making plays, couple of interceptions, and you love to see that out of your team.
Sure do. From their own 3-yard line, and
now they're on 1.5.
Is that Logan Flaherty in at quarterback? We do have an update. We told you about our it's a false start call. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, who won our Week 1 Friday night clash. They're on the road at Hudsonville.
Great ice cream.
They did, yeah. And do you know they don't even make the ice cream there? That's for another broadcast. St. Mary's leads 14-9 with about 10 minutes left. In Hudsonville.
Score.
Hudsonville nearly knocked off Saline. Saline had to come from behind to win late in that game, so keep an eye on that. There's a handoff up the middle, and it's a short gainer for Groves.
Number 6, Stavros.
Give yourself some breathing room right there on, when you're next up to the goal line. You gotta have a little bit of space to throw some passes.
Tackle by Caden Chapman.
Tackle led by number 20, Mauricio Clayton. And number 58.
7 minutes and a rolling clock. Southfield and Groves. Groves, who got in the end zone once last week, gets in once here. They'd love to tack one on just for confidence, to feel good. This is a team that, again, you wonder how much they lost before the game even started, not knowing their star is going to be with them.
Yeah, you wonder how far in advance they knew that he wasn't going to play.
Right. We were at practice this week, and, of course, it's private. They don't have to share that with us, and nor should they. They don't have to, but obviously it took us by surprise. The backup quarterback is in. That's Max Young. Turns and gives to Panos. Panos has an 83-yard touchdown tonight. That's the lone score for the Falcons as we got an injury timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 6:37 to go from Birmingham. It's Southfield A&T 33, Grove 7. We're back on the Preps coverage of your Friday night clash presented by Woodward Sports Network.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Picture perfect night in Birmingham. It's been all A&T. The injury on the field is to Southfield A&T's number 60.
He's up and walking off the field now. That's always a good sign. You love to see the respect from both sides, too. Always clapping.
That's right.
Looks like a shoulder injury. He's favoring his left shoulder.
Yeah, we don't have a 60 on our roster, but our thoughts are with him, and looks like he's going to be okay, we hope. So 1st and 10 from their own 13. The starting quarterback has left this game, Caden Hardy for Groves. The top-ranked player in this game, Jaden Mangum, never played. The right leg injury was out, ruled out in the pregame. And here's a pre-snap penalty, something you'll see with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, once the cadence switches up a little, defensive linemen get in the rhythm too. It's not just the offensive linemen. And, the great quarterbacks can change up their cadence and really do special things. Like you used to see Peyton Manning do it all the time. You see Aaron Rodgers do it all the time. Tom Brady getting people to jump off sides. And, yeah, new cadence means new snap.
Omaha. Sorry, old bit. Head off left side and a tackle on the outside corner. Who's going to be our Week 2 Friday Night Clash hero? There's some folks out there right now thinking about who that will be. We'll have the winner for you.
I don't know who you're picking, Chad, but I know who I'm picking.
It'll be fun to banter around that in the post game.
It's tough, and it really goes down to two of the guys we highlighted as well to start the game, because the linebacker for A&T and the quarterback.
That's right. A little two-way action tonight. Young, hands off. Who else? Oh, it's not Panos, pardon me. That is number 38. That's Jalen Samuel.
Number 38, Jalen Samuel on the carry.
Tackled by number 57.
And this was the play that the old quarterback couldn't make. You see the sprint out, you have to hand it all the way to the running back, and it's tough to make that play. Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing you love about football is those little things right there, like understanding that the quarterback has to sprint to get that handoff. Like those things are tough to execute. Both players running at full speed.
That's right. Long count for the quarterback here. Max Young, handoff again. This time Samuel, 5'6" and a $150, but boy, he's got a little power in those legs. Healthy gain on first down.
That's one of those running backs that disappears behind the line. You don't really know where he is, and then all of a sudden he pops out going 100 miles an hour. You're like, where did that guy come from?
Gain of 7 on the play. Samuel again gets the rock. He has a first down up to the 40. Under 4 minutes now. Southfield A&T has this in hand. And week 2 really popped off with a special teams blocked punt return, fumble return for a touchdown, and that was all the way back by DJ Buskin. I thought he really got the spark plug rolling for an A&T team that needed something to happen pretty quickly in this game, Stick.
Yeah, and they got it. I mean, that was literally just what the doctor ordered.
Samuel handoff left side. He is tripped up right about at the line of scrimmage.
Number 38, Samuel on the carry.
And as we get a look at that opening score all the way back in the first quarter, this set the tone, didn't it?
Big block right there. And number 11 picks it up and running. And 88, the punter had a chance, but just couldn't catch him there. And yeah, like you said, you saw the Southfield A&T whole side going nuts, and that was a big bonding moment for them, especially after a rough week in week 1.
Sure was. Cameron Smith with a block. DJ Buskin with a scoop and score. Athletic play, too, to scoop it and score it, right? That's some guys just want to pounce on it, but athletes make plays.
I was watching the athleticism of number 53 there because his partner was trying to get up and his leg was on top of him.
Oh. 53 in white.
Braylon Johnson.
Braylon Johnson. 2:20 left. Birmingham Groves will take on North Farmington as they'll head up to take on the Raiders. They're ranked in Oakland County. Saw Scott Bernstein in our top 25. Where's our top 25 this week? Bernie's got a new one out.
When does he release those, on Wednesday or Tuesday?
Well, he releases them sometimes, usually at the start of the week. We got our graphic out midweek.
Okay. Because I always look forward to his takes on everything because he's in it,
Oh, he's in it. We're going to show our top 10 right now. Chippewa Valley earned that top spot, followed by Belleville. Cass Tech, the aforementioned Technicians, number 3, followed by Clarkston. He's got River Rouge at 5. Rochester Adams climbed all the way up to 6. King down to 7 after their loss. And there you see the fallout. So Bernie,
Brother Rice at number 10.
Yeah, and our top 25 is out. If you go to The Prep 3, we'll have it up. Hey, don't forget, we'll have our 9 o'clock rebroadcast stream on Woodward Sports. You can look for all that coverage.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody that's watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and following Woodward Sports, because this is what it's all about, giving these great broadcasts to these high school kids. And, you hope their parents are sitting there watching like, hey, I know him.
I know that guy.
Hey, he lives downstairs.
Yes. Tackle for loss by Darius Parks, and turnover on downs with 1:10 to go. Want to thank all the folks for making this possible. What a great crew tonight. Alex Westfall, producer and technical director. Travis Childress, your producer in graphics. Jamie Janssen, associate producer on stats. Pat Bush on stats. Evan Westfall on the scoreboard. Ali Hadi on replay. Kyle Buchanan on camera. Rob Sarna on camera as well with Chase Kaufman. Brandon Nager rejoins us for Prep 3.0. Want to also welcome Sierra to the crew. We appreciate her hard work on graphics as well. And want to thank my partner, Sam Stick Day, for all his hard work, and Kennedy on sidelines. My name's Chad Bush, as there's 60 seconds left in this game. Southfield A&T in control, 33-7. And really a great night for football, Stick, and Southfield A&T is going to have a lot of wins and a lot of excitement this year, and we don't think Groves is done.
No, but the impression that Southfield A&T has left on me just shows that not only are they competing with the big guys, that they're building this program the right way. We talked about a 15-year-old that they had on the defensive line, massive guy. Quarterback got an offer when he was in 7th grade. Just overall great coaching today, great discipline, and great play calling. And look at the sidelines going right now. Look at Coach's first win. Look at him.
Yeah.
You're telling me that team doesn't love each other right there?
Look at that rally around first-year head coach Aaron Marshall, the pride of the city of Southfield. He loves this school. He played at Mount Carmel in Chicago, transferred from Brother Rice, won a couple state titles. He's a proven winner, and we see it tonight as the final buzzer sounds. His Southfield A&T Warriors win it, walking away 33-7 over Birmingham Groves. We'll take a timeout. Week 2 with a Friday night clash has expired. Thanks so much for watching. Don't go anywhere. An exciting postgame right after this. This is the Preps coverage of the Friday Night Clash presented by Woodward Sports.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so the interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Who were my 2 touchdowns in the second half? Welcome back to Birmingham, Michigan. Southfield A&T wins this one tonight in our Friday Night Clash 33-7. And Stick, we take a look back now at some of the things and how this thing got rolling, but special teams always a good place to start.
A really good place to start because it's one of those uncounted things. You rely on your defense to maybe get a turnover. You know your offense is going to put points on the board. You never know what's going to happen with special teams, and that's 1/3 of the game. So people miss out on that.
First touchdown, we told you about it. DJ Buskin, after the block by Cameron Smith, rambled 40 yards, 7-0 Southfield A&T. They were feeling good, but then they wanted to get one on offense, Stick.
Yeah, and this is when you started to really see them start to impose their will on Groves. Nice little rollout play action, and I love that they fed the linebacker, too. It's one of my favorite things of the game. Jerome Baker had a big game.
Baker got in the end zone. It was 13-0, extra point no good. And Groves came back and said, hey, we're going to have a game here. Panos goes the distance.
And I'll talk about it all game. I did. The footwork on this specific run was absolutely amazing. He hopped left, he hopped right. It was Barry Sanders-esque. I'm not saying he's Barry Sanders, but it was Barry Sanders-esque how he was changing directions that fast.
And then at the break, 19-7. Thanks to this catch, this fade route touchdown by D. Young. That's where we went 19-7 into the third quarter. How about Young coming back making a statement?
Yeah, and what a great throw there, too, where only Young could catch it. Then, no arm tackles today.
Scoring in the second half opens with a touchdown run, a short run by the back, and number 12, Javin Jones. And the lead at that point, after the extra point was good, 26-7, and then the final score of the night was the Gatorade bath.
Behind you, Coach!
The score of the night, there it is! Aaron Marshall, and that sexy bald head got Splash City'd. How about that? A Gatorade bath that feels ever so good. He deserves it. Aaron Marshall and the Southfield A&T program victorious 33-7. Don't forget, next week, we're going to Walled Lake. That's right. We're going back home. That's right.
Yep.
Sam Stick Davis and Chad Bush are headed to Walled Lake for Lakeland at Walled Lake Western, 7 o'clock kick. That's the Friday Night Clash Week 3 battle. Thanks, everyone, for watching our Week 2 Friday Night Clash. Thanks to our great crew. Thanks for watching our affiliate NFHS. My name is Chad Bush saying so long from the Prep. Your final score tonight, Southfield A&T wins it 33-7 over Birmingham Grove. So long, everybody.